Hey everyone, this is Angel Carreon, and today I'm going to show you how to create a background for your virtual classroom on Google Slides, just like the one you see here. Now, in order to create this, I used Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator, but you don't need those. All you need is Google Slides and a web browser. So, in order to facilitate this, I created a very simple website where I have loaded a whole bunch of different whiteboards, bulletin boards, borders, and other things you might find useful for your virtual classroom. So let's get started with that. First, I need to gather my resources. So I am going to visit angelcarreon.com. And this is the website that I created so that you can download these. So if you scroll down to the very bottom, you will find the links to those resources. The first thing I'm going to visit is the background. You will notice on this page that there is only one background available, and this is actually a background that I made of my classroom, and it's actually a stitched work of a picture that I had. So what I did was crop about this much from my actual picture because there was objects all over the place. And then I just stitched it together with Photoshop and cleaned it up just a little bit. So this is available for you to use. What you're going to do is right click, save your image, choose a folder. I'm going to save it here and I'm going to title it just so that they're organized. I titled it class background. Click save and that gets downloaded down here. Now I need my whiteboard and bulletin board, so I'm going to scroll down and click on bulletin and whiteboards. And I've created several different colors for you to use. There's teal, blue, maroon, orange, tan, gray. Then at the very bottom I have a music one, sky blue with music staff. So it's just random colors I thought might look nice. For now, I'm going to choose the teal one, and I'm going to go ahead and save it. Next, I need to get my borders for my bulletin board. So you can scroll all the way down, or you can use the top menu or side menu depending on your device. And I'm going to choose bulletin borders. And I just chose 4 random colors: blue, purple, green, fuchsia, and there are 4 of each. They're all music backgrounds, so just take your pick, take whatever you'd like. They're all free for you to use. In this case, I'm going to choose something that matches the board I chose. I'm going to choose one of these. Go ahead and save image. I'm going to name it Fuchsia 2. Save. The last thing I'm going to download is a music staff for my whiteboard. So I'm going to visit whiteboard accents. And I'm going to right click and save it. And I'm going to name it staff. So now I have all my items. I'm going to head on over to my Google slide. The first thing you want to do is open a new one and change the layout so that there is no text. Now I want to set my background, so I'm going to this option right here, click it, choose image, and you're going to browse for your background picture, which I have here, class background. Click open, and it's going to load. You'll see it load in the background, and I'm going to click done. So now I have my background. Time to add my other objects. If you're using Google Chrome, you will notice that your downloads are down at the bottom, and you can just drag those onto your slide, or you can do the insert image upload from computer option. I am going to just drag them into my slide. So I'm going to start with my whiteboard, drag it in here, and then adjust it to where I like it, just about there. Now, something I played around with today is how to make this look a little bit more realistic. So what you can do is have the whiteboard selected and click on Format Options. you will get this menu on the right. I'm going to add a slight drop shadow. So you will see that it's added a drop shadow down here. You can play around with the different settings to see what you like best. I'm going to change the distance, make it a little bit smaller so it doesn't look too far away. Now it's time to add my border. So I'm going to click out of the options and I'm going to drag my border onto my slide. You'll notice that it's a big size. This is already set to the same ratio as the bulletin board. So in order to prevent it from being distorted, I'm going to go to the options menu, size and rotation, and I'm going to lock the aspect ratio. That'll prevent it from becoming too wide or too narrow. I'm going to close my options and then I can go ahead and resize my board. I like to zoom in to see better. So what I do is on my keyboard, I press Control Alt and the plus sign, and that zooms me in so that I have a better view of where I am placing this. So just play around with it until you get it right where you want it. Once you have it where you want it, you can zoom back out. Same option, Control Alt minus. And then you want to duplicate this and place one on the other side. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy and paste. So you have a duplicate here. Go ahead and place that right where you want it. This next part is very subtle, but it makes your room look a little bit more realistic. You may or may not have noticed in my previous slide down at the bottom that there is a reflection coming on to the floor from the bulletin board. So I'm going to show you just how to do that. So the first thing you're going to do is select the bulletin board or the whiteboard, since it's all one unit, and you're going to make sure you're in format options. You see it popped up over here. I'm going to select reflection. So this creates a vertical reflection down below your image. Now we need to adjust the settings. So we want to adjust the distance that this is reflecting to. And I would say we want to place it just about there. Then we're going to adjust the size because it's not a big reflection that we want to see on the floor. So let's mess around with it, put it about right here. And then we're going to boost up the transparency a lot so that it's minimal. Just about there. And you can adjust it, play along with it, change it as you go. The next thing we need to make transparent is our borders. So I'm going to select this one and I'm going to hold down the control key and select my other border at the same time. Now this selects both of them. What I want to do is group them. So I right click and select group. I am going to click the same thing, reflection, and I'm going to adjust the distance. Now let me make the size a little bit bigger so that you can see better and you can place it right where you want it. So I'm going further down, making sure it lands right where it needs to be, just about right there. Then I'm going to do the same thing, adjust the size, trying to match the bulletin board, and boost up the transparency. So that creates my reflection. I think I want to go a little bit less as far as size. And I'm going to do the same thing with my board. There we go. So now it's subtle, but it's there. So just play around with it. I hope you like that tip as far as making your room more realistic. The last thing I'm going to show you is adding the music staff. So same process, you're going to drag your file in there or insert it, and then just adjust the sizing so that it fits into your whiteboard. And you can duplicate this, put as many as you want, and just resize it just to where you like it. And that's it. Now I have a nice and tidy background for my virtual classroom that looks pretty realistic. I hope you find these resources useful. I will put the link in the description for the website, www.angelcarrion.com. I did forget to mention I do have some orchestra posters that I had in my virtual classroom that I use, and I actually have in my real live classroom the finger patterns that you can download here if you'd like, and also some tone posters reminding the students about placement, weight, and speed. If you'd like me to modify any of the colors for any of the objects I've shown you here, just send me an email or send me a message on Facebook, and I will be more than happy to upload it to this page.